This isn't easy for me to talk about, and to be honest, I don't even know if I believe it myself, but I have to say it out loud. Because if I don't, I might lose what little grip I have left on reality. My name is Mira. I'm 28 years old. I work as a freelance illustrator. I live alone in a quiet apartment in Portland. And up until a month ago, my life was normal, uneventful, peaceful even, but that changed overnight. Literally overnight. It started on a Sunday morning. I remember waking up to sunlight pouring through my curtains. It should have been peaceful, but instead, I sat bolt upright in bed with my heart racing. I had this horrible feeling, like I had just lived through something traumatic. And then came the images. A dark basement, blood on my hands, a woman screaming, a cold knife handle, the smell of wet concrete and iron, but none of it made sense. I've never been in a basement like that. I've never held a knife like that. I don't even know any screaming woman. But it felt real, too real. I got up, walked to the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face. I looked in the mirror, and something flickered behind my eyes, a memory that didn't belong to me. That was the first time I thought, these aren't my memories. The days that followed were chaos. I would be doing the most mundane things, cooking, drawing, folding laundry, and out of nowhere, memories would crash into my mind like tidal waves. I saw a boy drowning in a bathtub. I saw a fire spreading across a kitchen floor. I saw a face, an old man I knew I had never met, leaning over me, whispering something I couldn't make out. These weren't dreams. I wasn't asleep. I was awake. And every time it happened, I'd be left gasping for air, drenched in sweat with a migraine pounding behind my eyes. I started writing them down. I needed to make sense of it. I thought maybe I was losing my mind, that it was stress or some kind of neurological problem. But no matter how I tried to explain it, nothing fit. Until I found her. It was a Thursday night. I had just finished sketching a concept piece for a client and went to wash up. I looked in the mirror, and for a split second, I didn't recognize my own reflection. It wasn't that my face had changed, it was still me, but there was this overwhelming sense of wrongness, like I was looking at someone else through my own eyes. And then I heard a voice, software whimpering, right behind me. "Why are you in my body?" I turned around, no one there. I ran to the living room, my heart slamming against my ribs. I swear to you, I could feel someone else inside my head. Not a thought, a presence. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the floor with every light on, waiting for something to happen, but nothing did. At least, not until I woke up the next morning. The next day was a floodgate. I remembered a school I had never gone to, a house I'd never lived in. I could picture every room in that house, down to the cracks in the wallpaper. I could even hear a dog barking in the yard, though I've never owned a dog in my life. And then came the memories of her death. She was pushed down a staircase, her skull cracked on the last step. She was 16. Her name was Lily Hargrove, and somehow I knew that name. I searched it online, and my hands were trembling the whole time. There was a news article from 2006. A girl named Lily Hargrove died in a small town in Michigan. The case was ruled an accident. Her stepmother said she tripped and fell during an argument. But that wasn't true, because I saw it. She didn't trip, she was pushed. And the woman who pushed her wasn't her stepmother, it was her sister. How was I seeing this? How did I know things I should never know? I reached out to a therapist. I didn't tell her everything, just that I was having vivid flashbacks of someone else's life. She mentioned a rare condition, identity intrusion, sometimes found in trauma victims. But that didn't fit. I wasn't traumatized. I wasn't ill. I was being invaded, or worse. I began researching soul transference, reincarnation, residual memory. I found obscure forums, articles buried deep in search engines. One theory kept showing up, soul merging. The belief that when someone dies unjustly, especially in violence, their soul may not move on, and can merge with another at a moment of weakness or vulnerability. I thought back to a car crash I had last year, a head injury, a few seconds of unconsciousness. Was that the moment? Was that when Lily got in? I started having dreams where Lily talked to me, full conversations. She said things like, "I didn't want this, and I was scared when I died." She never blamed me, but she didn't want to leave either. She begged me to go to her house. "There's a box," she said, "under the floorboard, my letters, my truth." I took a flight to Michigan. I don't know what I was expecting, but when I found her childhood home, it was abandoned, boarded up, rotting. I broke in. The air was thick, still, heavy with memories that weren't mine. I went to the room she described, peeled back the carpet, pried up the floorboard. There was a small metal box inside. Inside were letters, dozens of them, all addressed to someone named Clara, her sister. The letters were full of pain, jealousy, betrayal. Lily was in love with someone Clara had dated. She felt invisible, forgotten, and angry. The final letter ended with the words, "I know your secret. I won't stay quiet anymore." I took pictures. I reported it anonymously to the police. I did what she couldn't do, and for the first time in weeks, the voices stopped. It's been 3 weeks since I found the letters. No more memories, no more flashbacks, no more voices, but I still don't feel like myself. Sometimes I look at my hands and they don't feel like mine. I avoid mirrors now. I can't look too long without feeling that same flicker, that sensation that someone else is still in there, watching. Maybe I helped her find peace. Or maybe she's still here. Maybe we're the same now. Merged. 2 lives, 1 body. I don't know what to do next. I'm afraid to fall asleep. I'm afraid I'll wake up and forget my memories, that hers will take over completely. If you're watching this, please understand I'm not making this up. I just needed someone to know. I don't think I'm Mira anymore. Not completely. And if you see this video online without me uploading it, it means Lily finally took over.